Hi, everybody. So our webinar is What's in it for me? The benefits of light therapy. Well, of course, what's in it for me is what's in it for you. And that's for all of us making our body work more efficiently, lightening up and feeling better on all levels. In this presentation, we are going to discuss why your light therapy system is probably already your best friend and why you should be visiting that friend daily. If you don't own a system or you don't have access to one, then we're going to tell you why you need a new best friend. We're going to keep it light and have some fun and answer some of the questions that you have before you even have time to ask them. The first half of this webinar is talking generally about the benefits of light therapy and not about any specific equipment or brands. That's going to come at the end of the second half of this presentation. Okay, so most of you watching this webinar, you probably already have some kind of light therapy equipment, and that's great. Light therapy has gotten so much press, so much attention lately, and why? Because it works. But today, we're going to be focused on pad-based light therapy systems. Now, I want to say that we on this call, we're pioneers in the industry. Most of us have helped forge this entire new frontier. People like Kay Aubrey Shemaine and her team at PTI, Marcy Denton, who's actually on the call with us right now, our beloved researcher and Science of Light instructor. And many of us have been around for decades learning and teaching. Personally, my company and I have been selling light therapy devices as part of what we do for about 12 years. We've been around, we know a good product when we see it and we use it. And we also know that once the word gets out about how great a product is, it seems the market gets flooded with systems. They may look the same, but not have the same efficacy. They may not give you the same relief or results, or they may not have a reputable company behind it. So that's what we hope to shed light on today. Okay, so today we're going to start by, as I said, speaking generally about photobiomodulation. That's the fancy term for light therapy. Photo meaning light, bio's life, and modulation, movement or change. So photobiomodulation or light therapy, we're going to speak generally. And I also want to let you know that there is a multitude of hardcore clinical research that has been done actually for decades on PBM, photobiomodulation, or LLLT, low-level light therapy. And in the presentation, and this is why you might want to have a pen and paper, I am going to give you some websites that you can go to if you're one of those people who love and need to know what the research is out there. Okay, so I want to speak generally because we want to make it clear also that whatever system you have, there is benefit. And I personally have a personal philosophy that I never want to put down some other company's system just because I like the one that we use better. I believe that there's room in the world for everybody and for all the different great products out there, as long as they're safe and effective. And of course, that's the big thing. Are they safe and are they effective? In the past, the light therapy devices. Now, for some of you all listening to this is going to be really new for you. Okay, so I want to say this because it's opening up for us a freedom to be able to talk more about light therapy. In the past, we could only talk about the improvements for pain and improved circulation because that was the rules with the FDA. However, as the usage and the effectiveness as the usage and experience has shown, the effectiveness and the safety of photobiomodulation devices, the FDA has actually recently removed the requirement for the 510(k) certification of photobiomodulation devices. That doesn't mean 510K is not a good idea, but they've actually removed it because these devices are considered now in the category that the FDA now has for devices that support a healthy lifestyle. This is excellent news. And it makes it much easier for us to talk about light therapy and its benefits. What this means is that every light therapy device with diodes producing light for various wavelengths, or what we would call color, are considered healthy lifestyle devices. Although our history of speaking about our devices is for the reduction of pain and the increase in circulation, we do have some more freedom to talk about this incredible modality. And this is a good thing, because I don't think our maker registered the sun and sunlight with the FDA, because light is needed by every living organism. We all know that. In the beginning, there was light. So we'll start there. Light is not new, not patentable, weird, or woohoo. Light is an essential nutrient. What this means is that light is essential for all life's activities. It has been demonstrated through research that every metabolic process needs a trigger, which is a photon. And a photon is a particle of light. So to complete the overview of what we're going to talk about today, we want to talk, as I said, generally about the benefit of light. Then how the body reacts when being flooded with an enormous amount of light from a good quality pad-based system, and the benefits that you get, including how easy these systems are to use. And that is really an operative word. We need things to be easy. This is one of the reasons why I got into light therapy to start with. For all the years of teaching in the industry and selling biofeedback devices and other things, and committing my life to this, once I came to light therapy, I was struck by how easy it is and what an easy modality. So we also have a couple of experts on light therapy. That would be my two 12-year-old boys, who will let you know in 2 entertaining minutes why you want a good quality light system and not just a few LEDs or light bulbs. Then we'll have discussion of the light systems. Okay, we're going to end by telling you how you can have light therapy in your life if you don't already have a system. And if you already do, you may not want to stick around, unless of course you want to add to what you already have. So please go back. This is a special note, though. I want you, if you're coming here for the first time seeing us present, and you don't know who we are, we may not know who you are, you know who sent you to this, who told you to sign up for this webinar, or who introduced you to light therapy. So please go back to that person to make your purchase or to have your sessions, okay? All right. On your screen now, you see I found a picture of light therapy may be your new best friend. And now we're going to hear from these two 12-year-olds who took it upon themselves actually to make this little video. I posted it on Facebook just for my friends, and it's gotten over 1,000 hits. So here you go.
Wait, stop scrolling. Please check out this video. I want to tell you the benefits of light therapy. This product can be used on adults, children, and even your animals. What does it benefit? Well, feeling good. This will be your happy meter after you use it.
Oh, hi. I'm here to explain to you a little bit more about light therapy, because you're probably wondering, what is this? Well, first of all, let's start out with, no, you can't grab a store-bought light bulb, put it on your chest, and expect you to think, oh, I'm cured. No. Silly. No. Can't do that. Purpose. No purpose. With this light, there's infrared and red. And you may be wondering, what's infrared and red? Aren't they the same thing? Well, they're not. The infrared goes deeper into the body, and the red stays at the shallow part. You may be thinking that as the deep end and the shallow parts of a lake or a river or an ocean. This is the face mask. We don't put infrared on here because it's not supposed to go into the eyes. And you may be wondering, is there such thing as an infra blue? No. So, no, just no. Get that out of your head. There's no infra blue on here. Thank you for watching.
That always makes me laugh. Now, how do I get to my next? I'm trying to get to my next. I'm arrowing down. It's not moving. Okay. Sorry, you all hold on. Luke's got to come save me. That always makes me laugh. Infra blue? No, don't be silly. Get that out of your head.
Check out this video. I want to tell you the benefits of light therapy. This product can be used on
Hold up.
children, and even your animals. What does it benefit?
Okay. I don't know. When I need a laugh, I just look at that little video. So anyway, on the screen, I just put some, again, we're in general light therapy. I put some things up here that are research supports the use of light therapy for such issues such as plantar fasciitis, sprains, strains, musculoskeletal pain, headaches, increased blood flow to the brain, insomnia, sleep, skin, wound healing, fractures, bone breaks, sports injury, aging, stress, mood, sexual disorders, scars, general health and wellness. And now the research is pointing at COVID. Now, of course, with light therapy, we can't make claims. And however, we can point to research and how important right now light therapy is in the time that we're living in. And I'm going to give you some real good new information. And again, Marcy Denton keeps us up to date on all of this. She's constantly reading the research, but also participating in research. So these are you might want to screenshot this or take some notes. PubMed, googlescholar.com. So PubMed.gov, googlescholar.com, lighttherapyresearch.com. Remember, when you're searching research, you want to search both photobiomodulation as well as LLLT. Those are the historical terms. Again, the important research, these are categories that I also put up on the screen: pain, circulation, inflammation, immunity. We're going to talk more about immunity, neuropathy, wound healing, fracture healing, brain health and cognitive decline, and mood disorders. Over 5,000, 6,000 published studies. Some of the research for decades has come out of Harvard and University of Colorado, and NASA has probably done more research on this kind of light therapy than any organization. So I think it's not that it's not new, and yet it's still new. On the screen right now, you're looking at a picture of many different uses for healthier lifestyle. I included this because it really does show the whole family and all the generations in this picture. That another incredible thing about light therapy is it's not like you use up your system if you're sharing it with a friend or family member. These systems are so robust, they last for decades. And the reality is the whole family can use it. So for me, it makes it a great investment. Okay, so for decades of research have found that certain wavelengths of light within the red infrared bands can be beneficial to living tissue, reducing pain and increasing blood flow. So in the light therapy devices, and I'm going to specifically talk about Care-Light right now, but some of the devices that you all may use may have different wavelengths of red, infrared, and blue. And so right now we're going to talk about it, and we think about those as color, but right now let's talk about the science about that. When tissue is damaged, decreased, or just older, a special form of NO stands for nitric oxide. And we're going to talk about nitric oxide in a moment. But a special form of nitric oxide blocks the use of oxygen in the mitochondria. This causes pain and inflammation and a natural immune response. However, red and infrared wavelengths or colors can remove this blockage of nitric oxide that allows the mitochondria to use oxygen and produce energy from our blood. So what happens? Then pain's reduced, tissues can repair, new tissues can be made, and this helps the body to heal itself. And that's with the help of light. Okay, so the use of light therapy. Now this is about nitric oxide. Now most of you all watching this presentation know what nitric oxide is, but you may not. It is considered the miracle molecule of the body. So let's review the miracle molecule of the body. Back in 1998, there was these three scientists, some physicians and PhDs, that won the Nobel Prize for discovering what nitric oxide does in the body. They knew that there was some gassing off effect that was a really good thing, but they didn't. But until then, we didn't really understand the role of nitric oxide. Now it's affectionately called the miracle molecule. So decades of research have found that certain wavelengths of light within the red infrared bands can be beneficial to living tissue. Okay, I know you can read this on your screen, but some of you all are going to be re-listening to this or listening it to the first time and not seeing the screen. So I'm going to read this part. It's really important. The light triggers the release of nitric oxide from the blood vessels, the red blood cells, and immune cells. We didn't always know that. We thought it was just coming from the blood vessels, but no, the nitric oxide is coming from the blood vessels, the red blood cells, and the immune cells. Nitric oxide causes vasodilation, and that lasts for several hours after the therapy session has ended. Vasodilation significantly improves blood flow. So improving blood flow promotes positive change in tissue function and in the restoration of function. This is the body healing from the information that it's receiving. And of course, that information is light and then the release of the nitric oxide. So it really does become all about nitric oxide, increasing the vasodilation, improving the circulation. And the thing that's so important to remember, especially at a time that we're living through right now, is that as we age, we produce less nitric oxide. So why is that important? Because anything that can help us to produce more nitric oxide from the various places in our body will help us in all the different areas of our health and well-being. So here's some new info for some of you all that have been around forever. This may be new information about nitric oxide's role in our immunity. Certain immune cells generate nitric oxide, which is important as a defense molecule against bacteria and other pathogens. It also regulates the activity, growth, and death of many immune and inflammatory cell types. So recent awareness of, again, that NO, capital N, capital O doesn't stand for no, it stands for nitric oxide. Recent awareness of nitric oxide as the secondary immune system effective against SARS and COVID-19 is energizing the FDA to look for and support the use of nitric oxide as a new drug, specifically used against COVID-19. So I want to say this in a little bit different way. What makes the COVID-19 virus so tricky is that one of the many things is that it knocks out the interferon pathway, which is the first line of defense against viruses and certain diseases. But if we have enough nitric oxide, that's standing as the second line of defense, and nitric oxide can help to mitigate the adverse effects of the virus. It's very important. For many years, we were taught or we learned or research pointed to that the release of nitric oxide was a local event. And I know we taught it that way for years because that's what the research was. You put the pad here, that's where the nitric oxide is released. You put the pad here, that's where the nitric oxide is released. Well, that may be so, but we also now understand through research that nitric oxide is produced systemically. And so our new understanding of the role of nitric oxide in the immune response is huge. And now we also understand that it's affecting the entire system. So this adds to the value of doing whatever you have to do to increase nitric oxide and therefore increasing the immune response. The next picture that you're seeing is just a graphic on why we would use the different wavelengths in the systems that we use of blue, red, and infrared, because this gives us a nice visual that the different wavelengths of light penetrate differently in the body, and that's why we use all three. Another thing that I think all of us, I've mentioned it already, and all of us really love about light therapy is it's so easy to use. And this means we can do self-care at home. Hasn't this been incredibly important to those of us that most of us have been quarantined, pretty much quarantined for a year exactly. And some of us have even had COVID. And when I went through COVID in November, I honestly thought about it all the time. First of all, I was shocked that I got COVID to start with because I worked from my home and it wasn't going many places. But I would have been petrified, honestly, to go through COVID without my light therapy device. And because I understood what was available to me. Unfortunately, I had stopped using it for 3 weeks prior to getting COVID. Not that that's cause and effect, but I felt really stupid and silly for having done that. Just because I was trying out a new device for the brain and because my new puppy liked to eat light therapy pads. And so I just didn't have it laying out, and I had it in the same place that we were trying this device for my son's brain and mine. It wasn't a light therapy device. It was a new one by Dr. Norma Shearley. But anyway, and I got COVID. So again, don't know if that was cause and effect or just didn't have enough nitric oxide. I never lost my sense of taste or smell. I didn't go to the hospital, and I didn't get, it didn't ever drop really into my lungs that I could tell. But I did have a terrible rash and a terrible cough and extreme exhaustion. But every morning I would wake up and say, oh, I'm alive. And thank God my 12-year-old would come, and as soon as the coughing would start, he would come and throw the lights on, turn the lights on. I was too tired to even do it myself, but I know it saw me through, and I'm alive, and I appreciate that. So what's in it for you? What's in it for me? What's in it for our friends and family? It's a technology. Light therapy is a technology that can restore a healthy lifestyle, or for some of us, it might be giving it to start with or promoting it.